In this session, we're going to discuss the work in progress screen. So for my home ribbon, I'm going to click on work orders. You'll see a tab that says work in progress. So you're going to see it's kind of a split screen here. So if you click on something on the left side, you're going to get an overview on the right side. At the very top of the screen on the left side, you're going to see estimates. These would be any stored estimates that you have written. Here we're going to have no show appointments. What this simply means is we made an appointment for somebody. They did not show up on the scheduled day. So at the end of that scheduled day, it automatically moves them to the no-shows. Here is scheduled work for today. Unassigned work would be any work order that we have written, but we have not assigned it to a technician yet. In progress simply means once I have assigned it to a technician, it will typically go under their name. And then also you can look at the status or the flow of the jobs. Completed work would be any work order that is finished, just waiting for the customer to come pick it up and getting ready to invoice. On hold is a parking area in our system where you can park vehicles or work orders that maybe are not going anywhere for a long time. So it kind of helps you unclutter the screen. Future work would be any future appointments that we have. Here we have a couple appointments coming up in the next 30 days. Counter sales would be a work order with no name and or vehicle attached to it. So this would be strictly over-the-counter sale. Below that, you will see credit slips. So whenever we need to refund money or return a part, we issue a credit slip. This is like having an open work order. Invoices will be finalized work orders. In other words, we've posted them to a final invoice. And you'll see the last 25 here, and you can always search for more. And then at the very end will be credit invoices. So this is a finalized credit slip, and it's invoiced out. Now, as I go through here and I look at things, if I just simply click on something on the left side, again, you will have an overview on the right side. So you have a breakdown of the work order, get some information. These icons on the left here are what we call status. So if I go up to here to my update status, I can change the status of the work order. That's just to help you with a visual cue on where you're at with the jobs. Anywhere on these work orders, you can utilize your flags. So if I come in here and change or add flags, I can do that. And it will update on the left side. And you can also use your color categories. Typically, when you're first starting out using the system, you're going to want to set all this up on what you want to view, how you want this to lay out. So it's very important to understand that you do have settings. So at this top ribbon, there's a little button right below Technician. It's called Work in Progress Options. Now this is what we call a workstation setting. So this is per computer. And if you really think about this, I can actually customize the way this is all laid out. So if I come to In Progress, for example, see we're sorting by document number and grouping by technician. I can change how things are grouped if I want. I can change how things are sorted. You can also tell the system what you want to display on that left panel or not. So if I go in here and deselect these three, see now it completely changes the look. So you are on control of this in each workstation. Each workstation. Anytime I click on something on the left side and I right-click on my mouse, then it's going to open up a secondary window. So categorize, see here's my colors. That's the same thing as me coming up here and clicking on the colors. Maybe I have a new client there. There's a quick edit button. This quick edit allows you to edit a few things. I can edit an appointment time, a promise out time, the status, where we're at with a vehicle. I can assign a service advisor, and I can even assign a technician here. And I do have the advanced setting. We're going to get into this in a little bit later. So if I do this and I assign it out, and I hit OK, it's going to move it from unassigned work down below technician number 2. See, now we've moved it down. Some other features that we have in here. Edit just simply opens the work order. So if I click on edit, it's going to open it up, and then I can do whatever I need to do. Now, a nice feature that we have is the fact that I can open a work order. I do not have to close it. I can actually just flip back over to the work in progress. So you can typically have multiple work orders open at the same time. This is just a screen refresh. I can change service advisors and technicians. And if you have the security allowance, then you can delete a work order. Not everybody can delete. This depends on security. Now, whenever you do assign a service advisor or technician, yes, it will automatically put that person, that technician or service advisor, on all of the lines of the work order. So if I open this up and look, and I click on each line and right click, you'll see I have that technician assigned. Same thing with service advisor. So at any point in time, while I have a work order going, if I need to switch it over to a different service advisor or a different technician, I can simply click, right click, open it up, go to advanced, and then here I can reassign any lines that belong to a service advisor or a technician to somebody else. So if I wanted to switch this to that technician, I certainly can. So it's not only going to reassign the main technician on the work order, but also the lines. When I hit OK, see, now I've dropped that down to my other technician here, TSA. I can do the same thing again with service advisor. Now, if you happen to have a work order that's split between multiple technicians and you want to override that split, then the way to do that is to reassign all lines. So anytime I have a work order that's split between technicians, I can reassign it all, and it overrides that. And that makes sure that everything is assigned to that technician. Across the top of the screen, here's where I start a work order at the very top. Down below, here are my templates. I can start a credit here. This starts a credit slip. I can do estimates here. So this just immediately starts an estimate ticket, so I can write an estimate. Or I can utilize my templates to start the estimate. I can create an appointment from here, and we are going to have a separate session just on the scheduler. Here's where I can update status. So in order for me to update status, I have to simply click on a work order, and then I can come up here and update. So you're going to have different status symbols depending on where you're at with the job. Edit. I can do a quick edit here, or if I click on the top, that actually opens the work order. I can delete. You also have a find in here. Now the find does work a couple different ways. If I happen to know the number that I'm searching for, I can type in the number here, work order, credit slip, invoice or credit invoice, or purchase order number. Okay, so if I'm looking for work order 643, I just simply type it in, hit search, there it is, And then if I wish to open this up, just double click it and it'll open it right up. The other feature is under name. So when I'm searching by name, I can search in the past for something, maybe an old invoice or something. I can also search in the future, like for a future appointment. If I select all, then that's going to search both in the past and in the future. Custom date range, I can pick whatever date range I want to look at here. So if I were to go in here and say, well, I want to look in the last 180 days for Mr. Red here, type in the name, hit search. It looks for anything in here under the contact, service item, or PO with RED in it. Now you'll notice on this left column here, it even tells you what it is. See, these are appointments, invoices, work orders. I can open anything I want from here. All I have to do is just simply double click it. And there you go. Opens it right up. And you can even search inside the documents. So if you're looking for a particular category of services that you did. You can also search anything in service item, don't forget. So if I'm looking for a Toyota that I worked on, for example, hit enter or search. There's everything with Toyota. So it's very broad based. This is what we call string searching. So it makes it very easy. It's just looking for that string of letters. And again, you always know what it is. Screen refresh at the top. Again, this is your colors. Here's your service advisor and technician. And I can utilize this in the advanced. Same feature that I did over here on the left. And right click. It's all the same feature. Now manage parts, prioritization, and scheduler. There's going to be separate training videos just on these. One last thing you do want to note here is that if you kind of notice, there's a lot of red on this screen, a lot of red. There's only one black. What is this? Now to understand this, let me take you back to the setup real quick. So I'm going to go to setup. And we're going to go to what we call location settings. When I write a work order and start it, what the system is going to look at is default promise time. Default promise time. So here we're telling the system when we start a work order that we're basically promising it out by 5:30 that day, the day we write the work order. So if I go look at this work order back here, this was written today at 8:51 a.m. Here is when it's promised out by, today at 5:30. So what the system is going to do is it's going to watch the clock. As it gets to within 1 hour of the promise time, 1 hour of the promise time, it will turn it purple. So let's go change this promise time and see how it's going to work. So it's currently 1:36. We'll do a quick edit. Let's say we promise it out by 2 o'clock. Click OK. OK again. So you see now it has a purple color. So that's just letting you know it's within 1 hour of the promise time. Once it crosses that time, it turns it red. That's why you see so much red here. And that is an overview of your work in progress screen.